The local market ended January in the green, with the all-share index rising 2.7% for the month. Stronger commodity prices saw the Resi end the month 2.7% higher as well. Industrials eked out an 80 basis point increase. And finally, financials jumped 7% thanks to the big four banks. Absa was up 14%, Standard Bank 9%, First Rand 5%, and Nedbank 4%. The best performing share in January was Ascendus Health, which was up 31%. It said it had received an unsolicited offer for its biggest offshore business. The second best performer was Grindrod, 24% higher for the month. And the third best was Kumba Iron Ore, up 20% from a surge in iron ore prices. January's worst performing shares included Blue Label, down 18%, ShopRite, down 14%, and EOH, down 13%. Blue Label's been negatively impacted by Chelsea's persistent losses and the cost of providing it with additional cash and loans. ShopRite plummeted after the retailer announced it expected a big decrease in earnings. A weaker dollar helped the rand strengthen 5% in January, making January one of the best starts to the year for the rand in some time. The rand benefited from a more cautious Fed and optimism that the US and China will strike a trade deal. In politics, a South African delegation attended Davos to strengthen partnerships for economic growth. President Ramaphosa acknowledged that the country had lost its way during his predecessor's presidency, ensured state capture will not happen again, noted that a second investment conference may be on the cards towards the end of the year, and made assurances that the Reserve Bank will remain independent. On the macro front, the SARB left the repo rate unchanged at 6.75% at its January meeting, and this was expected. December headline inflation slowed to 4.5% year-on-year. Declining fuel prices and modest food price inflation were the main drivers behind the slowdown. And South Africa reported a December trade surplus of 17.2 billion versus market forecasts of 9 billion rand. But data did show declines in imports and exports across all categories. November retail sales grew 3% year-on-year, and that was probably thanks to Black Friday sales. That retail sales number was both the biggest increase in 8 months and ahead of expectations.